Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to a very, very big GPU. This is Blackwell.
Nvidia announces the next generation of ultra-high-end chips, dubbed Blackwell.
And they did just announce Blackwell. Jensen Huang saying it's not a chip, it's the name of a platform.
Nvidia's new Blackwell GPUs could blast past tech titans like Apple and Microsoft, which were revealed at the GTC conference. These chips are the core of Nvidia's bold move to rule AI computing, blending top-notch hardware with powerful software. This mix is set to flip data centers on their head, boosting efficiency to new heights. Are we teetering on the edge of an AI revolution that could reshape the tech world? Let's dive into what this means for anyone eager to get in on this groundbreaking tech early. The Blackwell Insane Revolution. The recent GTC conference has convinced many that Nvidia, known for its pioneering work in GPUs, is on a trajectory to outpace giants like Apple and Microsoft. Enthusiasts point to Nvidia's new Blackwell GPUs as a game changer, suggesting a significant shift in how Wall Street values tech companies. This shift is less about traditional financial metrics and more about a deep understanding of the company's innovative products. Let's delve deeper into the claims surrounding Nvidia.
208 billion transistors. There's a small line between two dies. This is the first time two dies have abutted like this together in such a way that the two dies think it's one chip.
The company isn't just making strides in hardware, it's building a comprehensive AI computing platform. This expansion into software is meant to support its hardware innovations. For those who attended GTC, it was clear that Nvidia aimed to show off software capabilities as much as hardware advancements. However, there is a complex story behind the glitter of product announcements. Nvidia's Blackwell GPUs represent a notable technological advancement, potentially transforming data centers with their efficiency and power. But these advancements come with hefty research and development costs, and the profit margins on these products may raise eyebrows among investors. These GPUs represent a big financial bet, one that could lead either to significant gains or to costly overextensions. Additionally, Nvidia's networking technologies, designed to support these powerful data centers, warrant scrutiny. While impressive in demonstrations, their real-world application across the unpredictable and diverse needs of global industries remains to be tested. The ability to perform consistently outside of controlled environments is critical. The excitement around Nvidia's stock also deserves a closer look. Predictions that it will top market indexes and become a tech leader are based as much on hope as on analysis. Such enthusiasm can recall the early days of Apple's iPhone, which brought its investors significant returns. However, tech investments are notoriously volatile and can fluctuate widely based on both market conditions and technological advancements. Beyond individual products, Nvidia is ambitiously expanding its reach into multiple sectors, including autonomous vehicles, supercomputing, humanoid robots, and digital twins for industrial applications. Each of these areas presents its own challenges, from regulatory compliance to market readiness and competition. Nvidia's narrative is also a reminder of the broader tech industry dynamics. Just as Apple once rose to dominate the tech scene, Nvidia is positioning itself to be the next dominant force. However, industry leadership is often temporary and contingent on continuous innovation and market dynamics. There's also a lesson in investment timing and strategy. Warren Buffett's investment in Apple came long after the iPhone's debut, yet it yielded substantial returns. This highlights that immediate technological success doesn't always translate into instant financial success. Investors often need to play the long game, balancing risk and patience. While Nvidia's aspirations and innovations are impressive, they also come with risks. The company's plans to revolutionize technology are ambitious and could indeed reshape its industry. But the path to becoming the biggest company on the planet is fraught with challenges that include fierce competition, shifting market trends, and the intrinsic uncertainties of pioneering new technologies. As Nvidia continues to push the boundaries, only time will tell if it will achieve the dominance it seeks or if it will encounter the hurdles that have humbled many before it. Nvidia's latest hardware is the Blackwell B200. There's a lot of excitement about this new technology, and tech enthusiasts are eager to explore its features and performance capabilities.
The way we compute is fundamentally different. We created a processor for the generative AI era. And one of the most important parts of it is content token generation.
The Blackwell B200 is expected to push the boundaries of what's possible with hardware, promising significant advancements in processing power and efficiency. As we dive deeper into its technical specifications and potential applications, it's clear that this technology could have a major impact on various industries, from gaming to professional graphics design and beyond. The pace at which computer technology progresses is astonishing, yet it seems it's never fast enough. Thus, we continue to push forward, creating even more powerful chips. Nvidia's previous GPU Hopper was impressive in its time, but now it's already outdated. In its place comes Blackwell, an even more massive and powerful successor meant to surpass Hopper. Nvidia introduces two versions of Blackwell, the B100 and B200, each designed to cater to our ever-growing demands for more efficiency and speed. The B100 is cleverly designed as a direct replacement for the H100 model. This strategy ensures that data centers equipped with the H100 can easily switch to the B100. It's a smart move by Nvidia because it ensures that the sales of the new model will ramp up quickly, since many data centers are already set up to accommodate it. The B100 boasts an 80% improvement in performance over the H100 while using the same amount of power, 700 watts. This significant leap in performance is exactly what data centers need, allowing them to upgrade their systems gradually without replacing their existing infrastructure. Now, let's look at what these tech advances really mean. The exceptional tech inside Nvidia's latest chips. Meanwhile, the B200 represents the height of Nvidia's current technology. It pushes the limits of what's possible by offering a 10 to 25% improvement in performance over the B100, depending on the workload, and it consumes about 1,000 watts of power. In terms of advancements over the Hopper, the Blackwell chips are 4 times better at training AI models and an incredible 30 times more efficient at AI inference tasks. But how did Nvidia achieve this? It's not just about adding more transistors to a chip. It's about how effectively those transistors are used. With Blackwell, Nvidia introduces a groundbreaking design where 2 semiconductor dies are joined in a way that has never been done before, showcasing their ability to innovate in the field of engineering. This isn't just an improvement in technology, it's a bold new step in GPU design. Where Hopper had 28 billion transistors, Blackwell uses even more, each more efficiently than ever before. Each time Nvidia releases a new GPU, it presents it as the most advanced GPU ever made. It always emphasizes how it's a major breakthrough that offers unmatched performance. This narrative might make it seem like these new releases are always critical upgrades, compelling data centers and technology enthusiasts to constantly buy the latest model. even if their current equipment is still relatively new. Nvidia's approach not only excites consumers and investors, but also creates a continuous demand for the newest, most powerful technology, regardless of whether the improvements are revolutionary or just incremental. This cycle of constant upgrades, driven by the pursuit of slightly better performance, reflects a deep-seated dissatisfaction with current technology, even when it's still advanced. As Nvidia unveils Blackwell with its impressive specs and promises of unparalleled performance, we're led to reflect on this ongoing cycle. One might wonder if there will ever come a time when this relentless push for better, faster technology will ease up, or if our hunger for more powerful gadgets and gizmos will remain insatiable. Each announcement blurs the line between real innovation and just selling the next big thing. How long before we take a step back and question whether these incremental upgrades are worth the hype and expense? This new chip combines two separate parts into one powerful unit. By connecting these parts with a super-fast link that handles 10 terabytes of data per second, Nvidia makes sure both halves work together perfectly, just like they were one big chip. This approach cleverly gets rid of usual issues like memory delays and cache disruptions, turning the Blackwell into a unified powerhouse. However, such a sophisticated design comes with its own set of costs. Integrating two parts into one, especially with such a high-tech approach, means the production cost for Blackwell is more than double that of Nvidia's previous model, the Hopper. This puts Nvidia in a tricky spot financially because making Blackwell is not cheap, and higher costs mean Nvidia makes less profit from each chip sold. Despite the hefty price tag to make it, Nvidia seems to think the performance of the Blackwell chip will make up for these costs. The chip's superior performance might allow Nvidia to set higher prices for it, balancing out the higher production costs. The idea here is that in a booming tech market, having the best tools gives a company a big advantage. By providing powerful GPUs like Blackwell to data centers and cloud services, Nvidia aims to become the essential supplier in a rapidly growing industry. Still, this strategy raises some eyebrows, as Nvidia's chip-making partner TSMC keeps improving its technology. Specifically for Nvidia with the N4P process node, there could be opportunities to make these chips more cheaply. This begs the question, could Nvidia keep its edge if it made a simpler, cheaper version of these chips? Finding a way to lower manufacturing costs without losing their strong market position is something Nvidia needs to consider. From a critical standpoint, Nvidia's approach is bold and ambitious, mixing a bit of risk with potential big rewards. They're betting on their ability to wow customers with high performance, hoping this will justify the higher costs. But investors and market watchers are watching closely, wondering if this gamble will pay off in the long run. In an industry where saving on costs is often as important as making fast chips, Nvidia's decision to prioritize performance might seem risky. As technology evolves, so too must Nvidia's strategies. They need to keep innovating not just in how powerful their chips are, but also in how they are made, ensuring they can continue to lead without pricing themselves out of the market. This ongoing challenge of balancing innovation with cost will determine Nvidia's place in the competitive world of tech. Let's delve into how Blackwell systems claim to upgrade and expand to accommodate massive setups like data centers and supercomputers. Here's a fully working circuit board that you need to handle with care because they say it could be worth a staggering $10 billion. It's equipped with 2 Blackwell chips and 4 Blackwell dies linked to a Grace CPU.
This is a fully functioning board, and I'll just be careful here. This right here is, I don't know, $10 billion.
The promoters of this technology stress how extraordinary it is. to fit such vast computing power into such a tiny area. The Grace CPU is known for its ultra-fast connection that links one chip directly to another. It's rather surprising, they claim, that this small device can perform such massive calculations. The GB200 superchip pairs two B200 GPUs with one Grace server CPU. They're connected by something called NVLink, which has a transfer speed of 900 GB per second. That's so fast, it can transfer 150 full-length 4K movies from one chip to another in just a second. Imagine moving an entire movie collection through these tiny circuits almost instantly. Let's dig into the challenges and impacts of these tech leaps. The high stakes of Silicon Valley's tech gambles. Jensen, one of the lead figures in the project, casually shows off this technology. In his left hand, he holds the GB200 superchip, and in his right, the initial prototype board worth $10 billion. This piece of technology is part of what is known as a Blackwell compute node, which is essentially a tray in a large stack that forms an AI data center rack. Each tray houses two of these powerful GB200 superchips, which also communicate quickly using NVLink. Looking beyond these chip-to-chip conversations, there's a system called InfiniBand that uses fiber optics to connect different trays and compute nodes within a server setup. Nvidia also introduces what they call Bluefield DPUs, or data processing units. These are different from regular CPUs that handle a few tasks at once and GPUs that manage more tasks simultaneously. DPUs are designed to handle many tasks at the same time, which makes them good at organizing, securing, analyzing, and transferring data throughout this complex system. This technology might look very cool in a demonstration or on paper. One could really be amazed by how such powerful and compact devices are designed to handle enormous tasks. However, there's a thought about how useful and practical these costly technological marvels are in regular use. Are they truly paving the way for the future of computing, or are they just fancy gadgets for tech companies to show off what they can build? As time passes, it will become clear whether these high-tech innovations will have a meaningful impact on technology as a whole, beyond just the flashy presentations and well-crafted stories from the companies. The world of data centers, there's a specific type of computer chip called the DPU, which handles the heavy lifting when it comes to networking tasks. This setup frees up the more familiar CPUs and GPUs to focus on other important processes. In this intricate system, a standout model is the GB200NVL72, which packs quite a punch with its configuration of 18 trays, each containing two GB200 superchips, linked by something called NVLink. Let's break this down a bit. Each of these superchips is equipped with two Blackwell GPUs, creating a web of connections that facilitate quick data transfers. With two superchips per tray and 18 trays in total, the system boasts 72 GPUs all connected, justifying the somewhat complicated name GB200NVL72. NVLink, the technology connecting these components, is more than just a simple bridge. It's a major leap forward in how chips communicate, designed to handle data at speeds that were once unimaginable. Yet, the tech industry's appetite for speed seems insatiable. Despite NVLink's capabilities, the demand for even faster and more efficient data movement led to the development of a new giant in chip technology, the NVLink switch. This chip is enormous, not just in function, but in physical size, resembling the size of a large GPU and containing 50 billion transistors. It's equipped with 4 NVLinks, each capable of moving data at 1.8 terabytes per second. This isn't just an improvement. It's a powerhouse meant to tackle extreme data transfer demands. So what drives the creation of such a powerhouse? It appears to be a mix of need and ambition. In the tech world, there's a constant push to exceed current limits and to prepare infrastructures for future demands that might require even greater data handling capabilities. The NVLink switch chip is a response to these future-oriented needs, embodying the tech industry's tendency to not just meet current standards, but to far exceed them, preparing for scenarios that might not yet be commonplace. This drive to always have more speed, more capacity, more everything, is indicative of the broader trends in technology development. As these advanced components, like the NVLink switch, become more common, they reshape our expectations of what's possible in computing, continually setting new benchmarks. However, this constant pushing of boundaries brings up some practical considerations. Are these high-powered components addressing immediate needs, or are they solutions waiting for problems to emerge? In the rush to advance, it's crucial to balance innovation with real-world application. As impressive as these technological leaps are, they prompt us to reflect on their practical use in everyday tech scenarios. Are we simply chasing the next big thing because we can, or because we genuinely need to? When Nvidia bought Mellanox for $7 billion in 2019, it seemed like a huge deal. Many people in the tech world think it's one of the smartest moves in Silicon Valley history. Nvidia, a big name in tech, was adding some powerful tools to its collection. This included things like V-Link and InfiniBand and the Bluefield DPUs. These aren't just fancy terms, they represent serious technology meant to speed up and improve how computers talk to each other. Let's break it down a bit. Between what are called compute nodes, a fancy term for clusters of computer power, are 9 trays that hold something called NVLink switch chips. Each of these trays has 2 chips, and each chip connects 4 Blackwell GPUs, a type of powerful computer chip. This setup is designed so that each GPU can communicate with every other GPU super fast. It's quite impressive, thinking about the level of communication and speed we're talking about. But here's a dose of reality. While the idea of all these GPUs talking at once, super fast, sounds amazing, you have to wonder how often this is really needed. Sure, it's a technical marvel, but does it make things better for most of us? Or is it just a way to show off tech muscle? And let's not forget about the issues that come with new technologies. They can be hard to scale up, might not be useful in everyday tech situations, and could bring new problems to solve. Let's dig into the challenges and impacts of these tech leaps. The dark reality of modern supercomputing. Nvidia's big purchase is interesting because it shows how a company tries to stay ahead in technology by getting new capabilities. However, the real success isn't just in buying the technology, but in how it's used afterward. The acquisition could turn out to be a great decision if Nvidia uses these new technologies to make things significantly better. Otherwise, it might just end up as an example of spending a lot of money without much real-world benefit. This story of Nvidia and Mellanox is not just about one company buying another. It's about trying to lead in technology by having the best tools. Whether this move will really change things for the better or just add to the company's trophy case is something we'll have to watch over time. For now, it's certainly a topic that keeps people talking and guessing about the future of tech. We are talking about a system where each NVLink chip has 4 ports. Now double that because there are 2 chips in each tray. Multiply that setup across 9 trays, and you end up with a total of 72 ports. These ports are all part of a setup that supports super fast GPU communications, capable of handling an incredible 130 terabytes of data per second. This is through a mechanism known as the DGX-MV link spine. And yes, that's 130 terabytes every single second. To put it simply, this setup claims to have more bandwidth than the entire internet combined. Theoretically, it could send the entire internet's worth of data to everyone around the world in less than a second. But let's take a step back and think about whether such an immense amount of bandwidth is really necessary. While it might sound cool, one has to wonder where and when this much power would actually be needed. Is there a real need for this in average data centers, or even in the most advanced business environments? Or is it more about showing off what the latest technology can achieve, rather than meeting a real-world need? It's also worth mentioning that boasting about having more bandwidth than the entire internet might be technically true in a controlled test environment, but it doesn't necessarily mean much in everyday use. This kind of capability, though feasible, often prompts the question, are we advancing technology just because we can, without real necessity? Another important aspect to consider is the environmental impact. Operating such powerful equipment uses a lot of energy. Given current concerns about energy use and climate change, one must question whether this is a wise and sustainable application of resources. Moreover, the idea of being able to send everything to everybody within a second might sound great in theory, but it overlooks practical issues. Real-world data transfer is slowed down by many factors. These include limitations of local networks, the speed at which data can be stored or retrieved, and the capabilities of the devices we use. Thus, while the raw speed of the DGX-MV link spine is certainly impressive, it's important to remain critical and consider whether these capabilities are overkill. Additionally, we should think about how often such speeds would genuinely be utilized to their full extent. How frequently do scenarios arise where this level of data transfer is actually necessary? The reality is, for most applications, much lower speeds would suffice. While it's exciting to hear about technological breakthroughs that push the boundaries of what's possible, we must also remain mindful of their practical utility, cost, and environmental impact. Balancing innovation with real-world applicability and responsibility is crucial as we continue to develop and deploy new technologies. Nvidia has put together a new computing system called the GB200 NVL72, and it's more than just another piece of tech. This system packs 1.4 exaflops of AI training power into a single rack. To put that into perspective, exaflops, which measure a quintillion calculations per second, were once the domain of just a handful of supercomputers around the world. But now, Nvidia offers this incredible computing capability right off the shelf, housed in a single rack that consumes 120 kilowatts of power. At the top of each of these formidable setups, there's an InfiniBand switch tray. This component is crucial as it allows these powerful single racks to connect to each other, potentially creating a vast network of linked supercomputers. The idea that one can simply buy and link multiple of these units to scale up to even more immense computing power is both fascinating and slightly alarming. This advancement prompts us to consider how technology's growth might be shaping our world. Such a concentration of computing power in compact, purchasable forms changes the landscape of computational research and AI development. The capability to perform more complex computations more quickly and on a larger scale could drive significant breakthroughs in many fields. This impressive display of technological prowess also comes with its set of challenges and concerns. For instance, The energy required to run these systems is substantial. The environmental impact of such high energy consumption is not trivial, raising questions about the sustainability of such technological advances. Furthermore, the ease of expanding computational power through purchasing additional racks could lead to issues of technological equity. The ability for only certain organizations or individuals to afford these powerful systems could widen the gap between the tech haves and have-nots. Moreover, the centralization of such computational power can spark debates about the control and access to technology, as more organizations potentially build out vast networks of these supercomputers. The concentration of computational resources in a few hands could influence who controls information, research capabilities, and technological dominance. While Nvidia's new system is a marvel of modern technology, offering unprecedented computing power in a commercially available form, it also compels us to think about the broader implications of such developments. Are these technological leaps making AI and computing more accessible to everyone? Or are they creating a new divide? Are we considering the environmental cost of such rapid technological advancement? As we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, these are the questions we need to ponder. Now let's explore the future shaped by this powerful tech. Nvidia's quest for AI supremacy. Imagine a huge setup of 32,000 GPUs linked together, creating a massive 645 exaflop AI factory. This massive setup is like a supercharged engine ready to drive the new industrial revolution with its ability to perform incredibly fast calculations. This isn't just a step up in technology, it's Nvidia throwing itself into the big league, trying to dominate the field of generative AI that's expected to change how machines serve us. But a nagging question remains: why is Nvidia building such powerful machines? And does humanity really need GPUs this advanced? Let's consider the idea of necessity. The term GPU used to refer to a component in computers that made video games look better. Now, when tech giants talk about GPUs, they picture these huge facilities, these vast factories that process data faster than we can even understand. For them, this is what a GPU looks like today. It shows just how much the industry is changing, not only making games better, but transforming the very backbone of our society. Think about these machines in action. To train a GPT model with 1.8 trillion parameters, a kind of advanced model that might even mimic human thinking and conversation, the sheer power of such a GPU setup isn't just helpful, it's critical. But here's an interesting twist. As these machines become more powerful and capable of doing jobs we thought only humans could do, one has to wonder if we're just making tools or if we're starting to build our own replacements. Nvidia is undoubtedly pushing the limits of what's possible in AI and computing. But this ambitious move also brings up big questions about money and morals. Are we setting up a tech world where only a few big companies can afford to play? What about the smaller companies that want to get into AI? And beyond the business issues, what about how this affects everyone? As these technologies become central to things like healthcare and finance, their influence goes deeper, affecting all parts of our lives. The power of such technology is tempting, but it also comes with big issues. Issues like potential job losses, less privacy, and an increasing dependence on systems that most people don't really understand or control. So, while Nvidia's creation of such a huge AI factory is technically impressive, it also stands as a clear sign of the massive changes coming our way. It forces us to think about not just the technical successes, but also the wider effects of bringing such powerful tools into our everyday lives. It's a situation that offers both great possibilities and significant dangers. As we move forward, it's important to remember that with great power comes great responsibility, a truth that's especially relevant as we enter this new era of technology. Nvidia has unveiled a new piece of technology called the Blackwell GPU, promising to make big changes in how data centers operate by using less power and fewer machines to do more work. This announcement has a lot of people talking, because if Blackwell works as promised, it could mean huge improvements in efficiency and cost savings. According to Nvidia, with Blackwell, you'd only need 2,000 GPUs and 4 megawatts of power, compared to the older Hopper technology, which required 8,000 GPUs and 15 megawatts. These figures are quite impressive and suggest significant advancements, but it raises questions about the real-world application and potential downsides that may not be as openly discussed. Nvidia isn't just selling a new GPU. They're selling the idea that Blackwell is a breakthrough platform that will power not only data centers, but also self-driving cars, smart factories, and even humanoid robots. They suggest that Blackwell is versatile enough to push technology forward in many areas. However, the breadth of these claims could stir skepticism. Can one technology really impact so many different fields effectively and soon? Moreover, Nvidia suggests that this technology will benefit both large companies and small startups by providing more computing power for less money and energy. For big cloud services and supercomputers, Blackwell promises to allow them to achieve much more without needing extra space or power. On the other hand, smaller companies are tempted by the potential to stretch their budgets further in a competitive market. Nvidia's dual market appeal tries to cover all bases, promising expansive capabilities at reduced costs. There are significant market implications if Blackwell delivers as promised. Nvidia could see its stock rise and become a staple in investment portfolios, increasingly central in a tech-driven world reliant on high-performance computing and artificial intelligence. But it's important to keep a realistic view. Despite the optimistic projections, the cost of investing in Nvidia remains high, with stock prices around $900 per share, making it a challenging investment for average people. The collaboration with major industry players like Amazon's AWS also plays a key role in Nvidia's strategy. AWS could greatly benefit from incorporating Blackwell GPUs, suggesting a symbiotic relationship between Nvidia and one of the largest cloud providers. This partnership is pivotal, tying Nvidia's success to the broader adoption of its technology across the tech landscape. As we unpack what Blackwell could mean for Nvidia and its stakeholders, it becomes apparent that while the technology may be revolutionary, it is also part of a broader story designed to boost investor confidence and public interest. This story is crafted to portray a future where technology not only progresses, but does so in a way that aligns neatly with the financial interests of those who stand to gain the most. What do you think about the affordability of tech investments like Nvidia's? Is it exclusive only to the wealthy? Like, comment, and subscribe to join the discussion.